Hello Malandanti. First of all, thank you for taking time to answer my video. Now, you said a lot of things in your video and I will try to respond as best as I can. First of all, my ideas are not atheistic. I am a very spiritual person and I too have relationships with gods. My patron deities are Hermes and Circe, and I had personal contact and connection with several others, including the Christian God, which I see as one of many gods. I have also several spirits that I communicate with daily, and I view my world in terms of the supernatural and in terms of spirit. What I disagree with you with is that you have to have a spiritual worldview to do magic. I definitely do use my spiritual worldview for magic. Excuse me. But I do not see that as needed. I have a friend who is a marvelous occultist, but who actually is an atheist. The way I see it, magic is universal. And I think that magic is manipulating reality with the help of whatever forces you have available. So that if you view the world as through the eyes of the spirit model, if you view it as spiritual, then you can manipulate the world through spirit. If you view it through the lens of the energy model, then you can manipulate the world through energy, and so on. And as such, not all people who practice magic will have a spiritual worldview. Also, believing in the supernatural and working with the supernatural does not necessarily mean working with gods. There are a lot of supernatural forces which are not gods. Now, again and again, you say that I should just unsubscribe to you, and you seem very upset that I disagree with your video. Now, I do not see why a person cannot disagree without that being seen as an attack. I am subscribed to you because you make a lot of interesting videos. That does not mean that I'm going to agree with absolutely everything you say. Just like with every person that I subscribe to, most of them have ideas and viewpoints that I do not agree with. And sometimes I disagree enough to make an answer about it. That does not mean that I do not like watching their videos. I can actually not think of a single person I'm subscribed to that I agree with absolutely everything they say. And having a debate is about actually talking about one another's viewpoints. Now, I pressed like on your video because I like your paradigm. I think it's a very interesting one and I think it can be a very powerful one. I, however, do not think this is the one single true way to do magic. And that is what I protested. I do not protest that this is the right way for you. However, I'm saying that it's not the right way for everyone to practice magic. You also call my ideas fluffy, that so be it. That is not an insult that works on me. If you want to call me fluffy, fine, I've been called worse. And you say that what I talk about is New Age oriented. Well, I among other things mentioned Daoist views. And that path is several thousand years old. It is hardly invented from modern neo-paganism. Could those paths have affected one another? Yeah, sure. But it's an old system. Now the reason I mentioned other systems and also famous personalities within the occult was not to discredit your path, but to voice my protest that absolutely everyone who do not follow your path is just living in a fantasy world. It is not about discrediting you. It is about saying that I think magic is more than the very narrow field you describe. So, by mentioning, for example, Aleister Crowley, or more modernly um, Donald Michael Craig, I say that look at these people. They are very accomplished magicians, and they do not practice your system. How come then that they are so accomplished if your system is the only true way? And the same with Taoism. There are a lot of Taoist sorcerers, and there have been Taoist sorcerers for thousands of years. They do not agree with your system. How come that they can do what they can do if your system is the only true way? Now I think that when a god or a spirit contacts a human being and instruct that human being on a system, that is creating a system that's right for that person. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true for everybody else. Now, you also say that chaos magic is a way for spiritual warfare. And I have to say that that is bullshit. Chaos magic is a spiritual path. It is about excuse me again. Chaos magic is not atheist path. It is a path that disbelieves truth. Basically, chaos think the world is completely malleable. That if you believe in a god, that god exists. If you believe in a system of magic and that works for you, that works for you. However, in chaos magic, for example, let's take Christians again. We do not think that the Catholics are more right than, for example, the Protestants. Or that the Greek Orthodox are more right than pagans, or that pagans are more right than Buddhists. We do not think there are one true path. We think that there are many truths, and those truths are only true as long as they are true for the individual. Now, this is not a form of spiritual warfare. It is a very loose, eclectic path. Now, of course, that won't be right for everyone. Some people need more dogma and more structure in their belief systems, but it's right for me. And speaking about my beliefs is not a way to try to discredit you. It is a way to express my views on it. Because I think that when you put in an argument in a public forum, like for example YouTube, then it's okay for everybody to voice their opinions on that. Now this time, just so happens, there are some things in your video that I disagree strongly with. That does not mean that I want to discredit you, attack you, or that I have anything against you. It means that I disagree with your opinion that your magical system is the only true way to look at magic. And neither the fact that I'm chaos, nor the fact that I think that everybody has to find the system that works for them is an attack on you. Now, none of this is about subscribers. I don't have too many of them. Would I like more? I like it that people, it's flattering if people want to hear what I have to say, but it doesn't really matter, because if only my close friends listen to me, then that's fine. I only like discussing a topic that's very near and dear to me. And if people agree with me or disagree with me on what I say to you or to anyone else, that's not under my control. I can only stand for what I believe in and what I feel about the subject. And I feel that you have a very interesting, very powerful path, but I do not think it's true for everyone. And I do not see the need to throw insults around if a person disagrees with this. I do not think that magic needs to be dogmatic. I think that magic has to come from the soul. That you have to find the system that works best for you, whether not that is a system that you read yourself to, or that you have a spiritual connection that informs you of the system, or if you just make it up. I think the system you use to do magic have to be one that's right for you. And I do not think that's one system that works for everybody. And that opinion is not an insult towards you. It is merely a disagreement on your views. I wish you a continued good holidays and a great new year. Blessed be.